Hi everyone, welcome to my latest versus battle video. Right now it's going to be Mr. Terrific vs. Mr. Fantastic. We will go over the character's speed, strength, durability, endurance, smarts, yes, a new category for this, abilities, and their weapons. And yes, another new category. Well, not a new one, but they're less of gadgets and more of weapons for them. Now, starting off with speed, Mr. Terrific is a Olympic level runner and can react to lasers when given sufficient timing and the knowledge of where the lasers are, he's able to dodge them. And then you go over to Mr. Fantastic. He can stretch and react to attacks that move at the speed of light. And has outmaneuvered characters like the Hulk who do have the ability to tag light speed opponents. And when he gets angrier, he is obviously no match. Mr. Fantastic is obviously no match for him. But in terms of strength, Mr. Fantastic is able to punch through concrete, and when given sufficient momentum, he is able to knock down characters like the Thing when he had his limiter on. And when he did, he was around planetary or multi-continental, depending on where you want to take him. Then you have Mr. Terrific, who is strong enough to take on Batman-level opponents like King Cobra. King Cobra being superhuman, and this sort of puts Mr. Terrific's physical strength, if you know anything about Batman and all of his scaling in terms of physical strength, it puts him at large building level. Yeah, I know, shocking, right? And then you go with his durability. Mr. Terrific survived a building that's made out of concrete vaporizing, and he was at ground zero of the explosion. This puts it more in the more into town level, and at least from what I found in terms of durability feat. And then when you go into the his overall endurance, well, as I said before, Olympic level, which also says a lot because he was in the Olympics. He was in the triathlon and did all forms of running competitions, so he can run the distance against Mr. Fantastic. But how durable is Mr. Fantastic? Well, he's durable enough to withstand to take a punch from the Thing when he had his limiter on, with the Thing against being planetary. And although it did do damage to him with Mr. Fantastic crying out in pain, we didn't get any visual sign of damage. And then there is the time when he stretched his body out like a blanket, blocking attacks from the Hulk, Luke Cage, Namor, Spider-Man, Thor, and uh, Iron Man. This very much puts Mr. Fantastic's durability far above planetary. But that's not their most important thing. It's their brains. Mr. Terrific is smart enough to make a device that has the capacity to create an infinite number of programs by scanning a person's biology, physiology, and technology, allowing for along with his own and others around him to create uh, possibilities and show him the way to victory. And then he also has created spaceships, boom tube like technology. Boom tubes can teleport you, and he also figured out a way to reboot his brain. I take it as you will, but he also has a high resistance against telepaths, and he has a perfect memory. Then you have Mr. Fantastic, who's a master in all forms of mechanical engineering, creating laser blasters, spaceships, devices that can mimic the powers of super powerful beings like Thor, but to a very lesser extent. And then you have their abilities. And by abilities, I mean stuff that's physically unique to them. Mr. Terrific has has mastered 17 major martial arts. He's the third smartest man in DC Comics, with the other two learning time travel and him being being a dimensional expert. And his brain is like a computer, with him being able to store practically anything in there. And he, like I said before, uh, was in the Olympics. Him having a lot of stamina isn't that much of a stretch. And he has fought in long conflicts that have lasted days on end. Like the OMAC, like the fight he had against Omax. It wasn't just him, it was with other people's help, but he was a part of that conflict. And it was basically of robots in plus invasion of the body snatchers taking people's bodies, and also superheroes. So then you have Mr. Fantastic. He can stretch his limbs at 15 to 15 feet long and wide. His body is not really like plastic, although he is immune to electric attacks. And he is quite malleable, with him being immune to being crushed under large materials. And he can also shapeshift and change his body, becoming quite big and bulky, being able to increase his striking power to its maximum potential, and make himself look like any old man. Now onto their weapons. Mr. Terrific's T-spheres. These are tiny spherical balls that can move at 48,000 miles per hour. No, 49,955 miles per hour. Sorry, it's only a little bit faster from what I said. earlier, but they can shoot lasers that can cut through stone, metal, and wood with ease, and they can connect their lasers and energy blasts to make a grid to practically stop any speedster who can't immediately figure out a way through. They themselves are stated with their energy blasts and electricity to have enough raw power to destroy a continent. Uh, they can also smash into people that have Batman-like durability, with Batman having I am pretty sure, yeah, it's calced to be town level durability, and he can use them to fly on. Yes, that does sound weird, but he can just jump on one and fly on it. He can use them to breathe in space, with them creating an energy field around him. With them, he can create hard light constructs, being able to create holograms of people to trick his opponents into thinking that they're the real thing, even when they're robots that have sophisticated scanning programs. And they have several different scanning visions going all the way back to Mr. Terrific himself. And then there is the fact they themselves can, once they're all connected and they can create their own energy aura, can lift up an island. So that's pretty cool. Then we get to the fact that he has a teleporting device. Can just, like a boom tube like I said earlier, teleport to another location. Then he has the infinity orbs. The infinity orbs I referenced earlier, these bad boys can scan anything and everything around him, creating an infinite number of possibilities and helping him and guide him through situations based on how uh, many possibilities there are. He can basically find out any win con he can find. Then there is his suit and mask, with his mask giving him electromagnetic scanning, sonar, thermal, and night vision. It blocks out robots from being able to see him, and yes, I know it does sound weird, but any form of scanning he is immune to, with Batman's scanners in his cowl being unable to see him and only being able to see the outline, and the Omax that I mentioned from earlier not being able to shoot an energy beam at Mr. Terrific. So there is that. And then we get to Mr. Fantastic's major weapon that he always sort of has on hand, Herbie. Herbie is a flying robot that has multiple arms, a blowtorch. It can fly at light speeds. It has enough raw power to put the thing down on his knees, putting its raw power past planetary, possibly star level, but I don't want to push it. It also has tendrils to hold people and things down. So there is that. Now on to the verdict of this match. Mr. Fantastic clearly outclasses Mr. Terrific in a few key areas, such as raw speed and physical strength. Well, when he's at his maximum. And then also raw durability. But Mr. Terrific's wide arsenal and his own weird superhuman feats put him, I think, far past what Mr. Fantastic can handle, especially by himself. With him not being the muscle of the team and him not having a lot of good fighting feats, he's not really the what you would call the powerhouse. But I will say it wouldn't be easy for Mr. Terrific to beat him. Due to Mr. Fantastic's body being malleable, he would more than likely get past laser grids, but that wouldn't stop the T-Spheres from holding him down and blasting them with enough power constantly to possibly kill him. And if that doesn't work, they can just create an aura around him and take him into space. As I said earlier, Mr. Terrific is immune to any form of scanning, so he can just ride on a T-Sphere, hop on Herbie can't see him, and then just wail on the thing until it's destroyed. That is the best possible interpretation I can give for you. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Hit a like if you liked the video. Hit subscribe if you want to stay around. Hit the bell if you want to know when I put out new content. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Later. Bye.